Hey there, everyone. I hope you're having a better day than me in your little corner of the world. I've been having a pretty rough day today. I've been pretty upset, angry, actually, quite angry. I'm not the kind of person that can really express my anger. It's more of an internal anger and just an internal discomfort. That is very intense. But I've just been very angry, quite upset, disappointed, confused, irritated, annoyed, you name it, by everything that's going on right now in this country. And everything that's happening in the world, quite frankly. It seems like the world has gone upside down, right? But really, the world itself isn't upside down. It's just that we as humans, our way of thinking and treating each other is quite backwards. And it just seems like treating others with respect, respecting other people's autonomy, and just respecting other people's space. And I'm talking about what has happened in the Middle East quite recently and what's happening in this country too, right? It just seems like it's too much to ask for, to treat others with respect. It seems like we need to terrorize and vilify, demonize people. And I don't understand the logic. I really do not understand the logic, but it just seems like the people that are in power are quite psychopathic and sociopathic, avaricious, greedy, selfish. It just seems like the people that make the decisions, the big decisions that affect the rest of us, are missing a few screws in their head or something. I am also upset by the way the narrative has been manipulated. Not just the narrative here in America, where the country is extremely divided by what's happening right now. I think people that are not living through this right now, or not witnessing firsthand what is happening here in California, do not understand how terrible this is. I think that people that are still believing that they have rights, or they still possess their First Amendment right, or they still support certain, may I say, fascist politicians, don't understand the precarious situation that this whole nation is in. We are in a very precarious situation, guys, and I'm seeing it firsthand. I'm not somebody that gets too involved in politics, because I've always known that it's dirty business, and it's the people that have the platform and the status that get a bigger share of the pie. That's always been the case, right? And so I've never really followed it because the status quo has always been that way. However, I think what's happening right now is a step up. I think politicians, the ones that have the platform, and I'm not naming names because I am afraid that this platform will also get censored pretty soon. And so it's no exaggeration, I kind of fear for my life, because I don't know what will happen. And I'm not the type of person that can easily fall into this fear-mongering or desperate. I don't really subscribe to those scenarios, but because I'm seeing this firsthand, and because everything that is going on in the news, I'm actually seeing it firsthand. I'm not hearing about it, right? I'm seeing it. It hits different, you know? It just hits different. And so I don't know what to say. I really do not know what to say, but just stay safe. And I think those of us that have realized that, as George Carlin once said in one of his bits, he said, rights aren't rights if they can just take them away. They're just a set of privileges, and that's all we've ever had in this country. A set of temporary privileges. And, you know, our temporary privileges are soon going to expire. And for most of us, it doesn't matter what you look like, we're just going to have to deal with these crazy times we're living in, you know? And work through it. I think most Americans right now are more empathetic of people from countries that have fled and moved to other nations because maybe their country has become a dictatorship or an authoritarian regime, right? And so they, for example, they go to a different country like America because they're seeking freedom. And I think instinctively, we as humans, we don't want to feel controlled. We want leadership. We want someone that knows what they're doing, because sometimes most of us don't want to overlook everything, right? And leadership is good. We see it in the animal kingdom. And of course, we are animals. Homo sapiens are animals. And so there's nothing wrong with leadership. But when that leadership becomes authoritarian and it starts to infringe on the freedoms of individuals in that tribe, that's when it becomes problematic. And I think instinctively as humans, we want to get away from any kind of authoritative or fascist or any kind of dictatorship, right? Because we want to be free. We just want to live our lives. And many people that have come to this nation, they have fled their own homeland because they're afraid of their dictator or their authoritarian regime. And they also want freedom. They also want the ability to do what they want with their lives and have that autonomy. And I think a lot of Americans are now empathizing with people from nations that have fled their countries because of these authoritarian regimes, because we're going through this right now. We are experiencing a fascist regime on the rise, right? And it's quite concerning. And of course people want to leave this country. It's only natural. You don't want to be in a country that you feel controlled, spied on, right? You feel like you're in this panopticon, right? I don't know what to say. Guess I just needed to vent. I feel better now. Feel less angry. Still there. The anger is still there, but just less intense after I've vented. I hope I'm wrong. I hope that whatever is happening right now in this country and in the world stops and things go back to quote-unquote normal. But of course, things won't go back to quote-unquote normal because things have changed, right? And I just hope that we don't fall into any kind of fascist dictatorship, right? Because that would be very unfortunate. That would be very unfortunate for this country. Because it's a great country, and I'm no patriot, but it really is. It really is a great nation. And it's the mosaic of different people from different walks of life, different landscapes that make this nation so great. It's the diversity that exists here that makes this land so beautiful. It's not the government that makes it beautiful. I've never been pro government because I know that they're always looking after their own interests. But well, I've never been pro the government that we have established here in this nation, right? I do think that if we can establish a government that is efficient and that works for everyone, that would be ideal, but it doesn't work for everyone. This is not a government that has worked for everyone, historically speaking, and now more than ever, this government is working for fewer and fewer people. But I hope I'm wrong. I hope that I'm just being dramatic. I really am. I really hope that I'm wrong. about this. And I really hope that this doesn't turn into fascism. I really hope I'm being dramatic. And I really hope I can look back at this video and say, okay, you were just being dramatic, Megan. Stop it. You know? I really do hope that that's the case. I pray that's the case. But as of now, in this present moment, it seems like it's not the case. It seems like we're moving towards a more controlling and fascist government. It's what it looks like to me. I have read a lot, and we're checking all the boxes of what makes a country, what are the signs that a country is moving into fascism. We're checking all those boxes so far, so that's quite scary. But anyway, guys, feel better venting, feel better letting that out, letting some steam out. I'm still angry, but not as angry as I was at the beginning of this video. Been angry all day. I've been annoyed, disappointed, confused, upset, and it's not really me. I'm not somebody, I like to think I'm pretty chill and laid back, but man, oh man, what's happening around the world, and what's happened in the last 12 hours or 17, 18 hours, what happened in the Middle East and what's happening in this nation, yeah, that's made me angry so far. So I don't know, maybe I just gotta take a nap. But I hope you stay safe, and I wish you all the best on your journey. I really do. I hope that everyone that is watching this video can realize that we're all connected. And this is going to sound super cliche, right? But we are. We really are. We all want the same things. We just want to have our own autonomy, peace, shelter, food, safety. We want our families to be safe. We want to be safe. We just want to have our little corner in the world where, you know, we can come home from the cruel world and come back to our little corner and just feel safe and snuggle up and know that our family is okay and that we have enough food on the table and we have a roof over our head and we don't have to worry about it getting destroyed or bombed, or we don't have to worry about our family members dying or getting incarcerated or getting killed. You know. Stay safe out there. I wish you all the best. I really do. Peace and love. Bye.